Hello everybody, welcome to the second week of our projects. In this video we would like to address some questions that have arisen from you, give some detailed descriptions of what the next steps are, and explain the tasks for the end of this week. We have a fresh guest lecture for you by Maarten Lambrechts. Maarten is a data visualization designer from Belgium, and he creates wonderful work. And lately he contributed to the visualizations for the World Bank Data Topics project, and then specifically to the data topic global health. And since you're all working on health-related topics, we thought it would be insightful to hear from him which choices he made as a data designer to visualize health data.
So first of all, we hope that you all have joined the Slack channels you are assigned to. And if you haven't done this yet, please do so now. We have assigned you to topics that you've chosen from the enrollment form as much as possible. But you may also have been assigned to a group of semi-mixed topics. Now it's time to refine your topic and see if you can combine. Every student will work on his or her own project for which you will collect data from your own community. It's helpful to frame this, to keep it clear, and choose something that you are passionate about and you feel you want to dive into it, because you have to work on it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. So all students from a project group do not have to work on the same subtopic. Some groups even work on two different main topics like homelessness and drug addiction. Although you're working on different subtopics, you might want to consider to combine data from another group member with your own data. The opportunity here is that you all have access to data from other cultures, since all groups consist of students from all over the world. So go ahead, combine and exchange. Please don't be shy. We realize we ask you to be proactive and outgoing. Some participants may find this a bit scary, but you will never learn something if you haven't tried it out. So please communicate with the members of your project group. Share your ideas even when you're not convinced they're any good. Ask for feedback, give feedback, and share your thoughts on the ideas of others. We're in this together, and it only works when you show your thoughts, ideas, work, and data. So don't hide out. It might be difficult to plan an online meeting with all the different time zones, but you can also make a WhatsApp group or use Slack, send a video, etc.
Another thing you would have to do now, if you haven't already, is to create a space where you will collect the data and research. This is the project documentation page. This is where your documentation lives. You can use several tools for this, for example, Notion or Dropbox Paper or Gitbook. Here's an example of one of the students from Amsterdam, Eva. She uses Gitbook to store all her research. And please, once you've put up this page, share the URL in the Slack channel that's assigned for that. Every project group has two channels, one for communication, it's called the chat channel, and one for sharing the URL to the project documentation page. It has project documentation page in its title. And make sure the link is accessible to the students in your project group. Sometimes you need to fill in a password, for example, to get access to the page. But if it's not accessible, then the other members of your project group cannot have a look at it, and then you cannot receive feedback from them.
We would like to encourage you to take a look at all the documentation your fellow students posted and provide feedback on this. The power of this learning environment lies in providing each other with feedback. Please do not be afraid to make mistakes or think that your work isn't good enough. Be proactive and ask for feedback on your work. We are all learning from each other, even we as teachers, and you learn better if you make mistakes. We are busy organizing feedback sessions with data visualization professionals for next week. So some of the work that's submitted this week might be reviewed by an international mentor.
The last task for week 2 is to develop a project plan. Upload the project plan to your project documentation page, and the deadline for this is Monday, 15 February, when we start with the next phase, the data collection phase. If you put it up and you have your project plan ready before Monday, then you can start the 3rd week of the project with a solid plan of which data you are going to collect. So what's in a project plan? It doesn't have to be super elaborate, but there are a couple of things we would like you to think about and put it in there. So the first thing is, what is your refined topic, the subtopic that you want to work on? The second thing is, which data are you going to collect? This can be quantitative open data sets you find online, but also what qualitative data can you collect from your own environment regarding your subtopic. And you might ask yourself as well, what kind of method are you going to use to collect these qualitative data? And then lastly, what data collections and ideas from group members from your topic or from your project group can you include in your personal project? The next phase of this project starts on Monday, the 15th of February, where we will be focusing on collecting data. Until then, bye.
Bye.